finally did it. I bought a heater for the garage. This is an electric heater. It is a 240 volt, 3,000 to 6,000 watt heater. I'm kind of anxious to try this thing out. Sorry about that. I'm trying to do something with the garage, trying to like heat the area up so I can actually do some more videos during the winter months. I saw this on Amazon. It did seem like a pretty good heater. It's Wi-Fi capable. It works with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant. It's got everything on it. You can have an app on your phone. You can kind of adjust it. It comes with an external thermostat. Got everything. Remote control, mounting hardware, user manual, everything is in this thing, right? So hopefully my garage is 24 foot by 24 foot, so figure it's a little over 570 square feet. Not huge, you know, 2-car garage, a little bit oversized. And just looking to heat that space, bring it to like 55 degrees, maybe 60 degrees. That's all I want, you know, so I can work comfortably in the garage, and I'm hoping this can do it. It's called the Heat Storm Wi-Fi Garage Heater, HS6000GC. Let's open it up. Let's put it together, try it, and see. You know, if it's something I have to return, thankfully it's on Amazon. I bought this on Amazon. I bought the cable from Amazon. And then there's a couple grommets that I bought because I wasn't sure what size the wire would need to get into this thing. So let's put it together. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see how easy it is to use. And then hopefully it works well, and then I can highly recommend this thing to you, and then I'll put the link for this down below in the description. This is Talking About Cars. Alright, let's open this up. A couple odds and ends, the user manual, the remote. Alright, let's see what else is in here. It's not a huge unit, to be honest. It's not. Put this aside. Here's the cable. This is what I got. That's the end. That's a 1450, 220. Right? Fairly simple. Good high gauge. Hopefully it fits through this hole right here. If not, we've got an issue. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be tight for the grommet, but I'm assuming that's one of the first things we're going to have to do is connect the wiring. So, installation instructions. 4-wire, 50 amp range appliance cord, which that is compatible with recent models of freestanding electrical ranges. 4-wire connection that requires 50 amp 4-prong. Remove the rear access panel. So we're going to remove this rear access panel. I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit closer actually so you guys can see what I'm doing. Don't lose them. Put them aside here. Open this up. And that's what you got right there. See it? Alright. So you got your 2 connections here, right? You got your 2 110 connections, and then you have your ground, and then the neutral wire is going to be left alone, right? We're going to put a wire nut on that neutral wire because it's not going to be used. Oh, actually no, I'm sorry, they changed it up a little bit. So yeah, they changed it up. Alright, so you do have a neutral connection right here. So yeah, so they have a spot for all four. So that's good. All right, so we don't have to worry about leaving anything blank. So you got the two hot leads, the neutral in the center. They're gonna go underneath these wing nuts, right? I'm gonna open this up. And then you got this is your ground, right? So my wire already has a loop, so I won't need this. I'll be able to remove this and then put the loop underneath the screw and then tighten it back up. And I'll show you that when we get there. So right now I'm going to remove that ground screw. Right, so I'm going to remove that. And then when I'm ready for it, then I'll go ahead and install that. I think this is a 3/4. Yeah, it's got to be. Alright, so this is a 3/4 clamp connector, right? And I'm using that to get into this hole, and then the cable is going to run through this, and then we'll tighten it back up. So let's open this up all the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to like cut this back, and then what we could do is just run these cables through so that we can make our connections. And then this, right, the sheathing, we'll just remove the sheathing back far enough so that we can get this into position. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this, right, because you're not an electrician, then just have an electrician do this. Alright, so I'm only going to cut this back like a couple inches because I think that's all I need to be able to get these cables through and get it to a spot where I can make those connections. I'm doing it slowly so I can just peel it off. And you're going to get to a spot where you can kind of finish it off. Okay, so I'm going to leave this in place because I think that can stay in place. Just get rid of the debris here. So let's put this on first. Okay. So that's in place. See that? Hopefully. Anyway, let's see if I can tighten that up a little bit more. Hopefully this is long enough. Should be. You know what, I'm going to have to cut this back a little bit further because it's just not long enough, so hang tight. Alright, so I cut this back about 2 inches. I had to remove about that much to leave myself enough cable to be able to run through here, make that turn, and then get to the termination points. The other thing that I forgot to keep in mind is that the red and the black, these two I can keep these like ends on it and then make the connection, but on the red and black I have to cut the ends and then allow for the cable to be exposed. So I need to use, you know, basically a wire stripper and then remove a portion of this. So I'm losing a little bit of wire there, or length I should say, so to get to the terminals that are here, because the terminals are like basically compression terminals where I'm just going to basically run the cable in and then tighten up a screw with a flathead screwdriver, and that'll tighten up and then make that final connection. So with that being said, I'm going to take the red and black, I'm going to cut the ends and then strip it so there's at least probably 1/2 inch of cable ready to make that connection. So I'm going to show you the final result, right? So that's what we're looking for. So we're taking this, we're cutting the end off, and then we're going to strip it so that we can get to the cable and kind of like, you know, twist that around so it's nice and straight and it's a perfect end, so that we could put it into this terminal right here and then make that final connection. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. And again, when you're cutting through this and the sheathing, don't cut it all the way through. Just cut it to a point where you can see the cable and then just kind of finish it off, right? Just lightly finish it off. This blade should be sharp enough where you can kind of make those cuts and you can see where it's still, you know, there. and then you twist it. You're going to see where it's still connected, and then you're going to pull it. You're going to see the cable come through, right? And there you go. You're going to take that and you're going to twist it so it's a nice clean end. A full gauge of the cable, right? Nice thick wire, both the red and black. And then we're going to send that through and we're going to make those final connections. And again, the neutral, you can keep that in place. You should be able to, and then the same thing with the ground. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. I'm going to see if I can get this in a little closer. All right, just sandwich it together. We're going to send the cables through. So let's do this. Let's hook up the neutral first since it's easily accessible and it's right there. Let's do that. Get it to a point where I can remove the screw. And you could use a flathead screwdriver for this also, if you don't want to use a drill or a Phillips to reinstall it. Alright. And then the black cable runs to this end. So we're going to open that up. And the way you do that, I'll just bring this a little closer. Hopefully you can see that. Just take a flathead screwdriver, loosen that up. What that does is it opens up the side so you can run your black cable through. Get it to a spot where the entire cable can run through. Let's send this a little bit differently here. We're kind of getting in the way. Alright. Then we're going to tighten it up. Hand tight. Put the cable down. Do the same thing with the red. Alright. Okay. So the only thing that's left now is the ground. Back to where that ground cable was, like right here. Alright, so let's find that nut. We're going to put this here, like this. Alright. And then we're going to place that back where it was. Alright, so wires are installed. Now we're going to put this piece back on. Put the wing nuts in. Apply a little pressure while you're doing that. I don't think this has to be like super tight, just enough so it's snug and it keeps the cables taut. They're not moving around. That's all you need right there. Alright, hot cables are in, the neutral is in, the ground is in, everything is taut, everything is nice and tight. Cable's not going anywhere. We put the cover back on. Let's see if we can get this thing rocking and rolling. See you in a couple minutes. Alright guys, I'm in the garage and look where I put it. Alright. Got my remote connected to it, so I can kind of, I don't know if you can see that. Change the temperature. It says what the temperature is in the garage, 46 degrees. Started about almost an hour ago, it was 40 degrees. So it is linked to this. It knows the temperature in the garage, and it's working. You can set the fan to low. You can set it to automatic, and what that means is it basically runs it on high until it's about 2 degrees from the temperature that you set, and then it'll drop it to low and kind of slowly creep the temperature up to where you want it. Right now I have it set to 66 because I was curious to see how long it would take to get to that temperature in the garage. But I think that's pretty impressive. It went up 7 degrees. I'm almost at 47 degrees. And it's only been less than an hour, less than 45 minutes. And it went up almost 10 degrees. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So in terms of setting it up, it was really easy. This quick start guide right here was excellent, right? All you had to do is basically turn it on, set the temperature, set it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, whatever you want. Single touch, change modes, right? So I left it on automatic mode. And then you want to pair it up to the external thermostat, this thing. And all you have to do is basically press this button right here on the unit for 5 seconds. And then I had to press this link button here. And then within seconds, like 5-6 seconds, the thing was paired. And then I had the app on my iPhone. I pressed this Wi-Fi connection on and did a search for devices. And because this is a Wi-Fi device, the phone was able to find it, or it found each other, I should say. And it linked, right? So now I have that app on the phone. I can kind of play with it. I can kind of view it and see what's going on. Here, I'll show you real quick. So this is the app right here. Boom. See? It shows the heater. It says what temperature I set it at and the existing temperature in the garage, right? So it says 47 degrees. It's actually almost 48 degrees right now. If you press on this, it'll give you a little bit more. It'll actually give you the humidity in the space too, which is pretty cool. You can change it from low to automatic to high here. You can put a timer on it. It's pretty cool, right? It's a neat little app. I'm curious to see if this works remotely or you have to be within the Wi-Fi network, because it did connect to my Wi-Fi network. So I'm curious, if I could do this remotely and connect to the Wi-Fi network that way. What else? Mounting it was a little cumbersome because, it depends on how far up you want to place it, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, once you get the screws in and you got it mounted, you're good. It does have a timer. Again, you can set it Celsius or Fahrenheit. You got the low, automatic, high modes. You can run it just on fan only. Pairing it to the external thermostat, this thing I think is required. It needs to be done. It should be done. It's not required, period. You don't have to have it, but in order for the unit to know what temperature the space is that you're heating up, it needs this to connect to it so it communicates. And then just with the Wi-Fi discovery, hook it up to your app. And you can calibrate it. You can do a factory reset. So all this stuff is really easy. I mean, it's a very good user manual. You can go on their website. You can check out all the other heaters that they have. They have customer service. There's an actual phone number that you can call. Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about this. It's already at 48 degrees. It has not even been an hour yet. So we're going to monitor that. We're going to just double check and see how long it takes for this thing to get up to temperature. Right now it's showing 48 because it's connected to this and it knows that it's 48 degrees. You can set your timer on this remote. You can set, and it's magnetic, by the way, so I can put it over here. Boom, right? And I won't lose it. If I want to change it, whatever, it's there. Pretty cool, right? I like it. It's warming up the garage. So I can actually do some videos in the garage and maybe do some product testing and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't know if you have any questions, let me know. But I think that's about it. right? I showed you the wiring. I showed you how simple that was. The setup is very easy. You know, once you found a mounting location, it takes seconds. I mean, like within a minute, I had everything all like programmed. You know, the timer or the thermostat. I had the Wi-Fi app hooked up to it and stuff. So yeah, it's really easy. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Pretty happy. So as long as I can get this thing up, this room up to like 55, I'm happy. I'm stoked. So right now it's, let's see how accurate this is. We said what, 48? This is my thermostat on the other side of the room. 48. 49 probably at this point. So let's go over to, yeah, I mean, it's within a degree, for God's sakes, you know, that's not bad. And for a space like this, you know, you're going to have fluctuations in temperature, you know, between that end of the garage and this end of the garage. Especially if you have me near it, you know, and I'm generating heat, whatever, I'm touching this thing, moving it around. So I'm pretty pleased with it. Happy, happy. Heat storm. I'll put the link down below, and you guys can order the material. I would have gone, the only thing that I would have done differently is I would have gone with a wire that where the gauge was a little bit smaller, right? Because I think this one's a little bit too heavy, but it worked, you know, and honestly it's just fine. So I might put some mounting brackets on the cable to kind of hide the cable a little bit, but yeah, I mean, for a couple $100, few $100, all said and done, it's not too bad. And you can, it's safe, you can let this thing run, you know, and I recommend it. Link down below. See you on the next one. Peace.